So, Ruby just spent the last 3 or so episodes systematically ripping out the entirety of my heart. So I've decided to switch over to the happiest show on earth, Higurashi When They Cry Kai, to mend it a little. Link in the description for the non-timer version of this video, or if you want, you can pull up your copy of Higurashi When They Cry Kai, Episode 7, How to Alter Fate, and press play on it when I press play when the timer reaches 0. Obviously, Rika is emboldened by Keiichi. Let's see what she can do with it. I suspect we've got at least one major failure in her future. At least one. I have to compare the intro side by side with like a late season intro to see if I can notice any differences. Yeah. This almost makes me scared what the new show's about, because I've heard it's not just a remake. Don't tell me. I'm getting there regardless. So. Ow. What was with the Jason Voorhees hockey mask going on? Because he's so persuasive? Okay. Is he gonna remember the non-needle? Well, he actually is. Bullshit, there's not, but I understand your line of thinking here, Rika. But he's remembering what actually happened, not his perception of what happened. I'm amazed that no one else is stopping him from, like, this conversation butting in. It's almost scarier when someone behaves that happily than when something super horrifying happens. Reminds me of the main character's dad in Clan Ed. Ooh. This is a big coincidence. Too big. Too big. It's one thing for one person to have the innate ability to have an easier time recognizing these loops for the history that they represent. Cars. But this makes me think that the closer and closer we get to, the less and less time Rika has to fix things, the closer we get to the inflection point of everybody's dead, and that's where the time loop stops. The closer we get to her running out of time, the easier it is for other people to have these recollections. Because otherwise, this is a massive coincidence. Starting the timer at 6:13. In 3, 2, 1, go. Oh. Ugh. And is this the same arc still? Where Mion avoided her future as well by him giving her the doll? You're not wrong. And is she gonna remember pushing Keiichi off the bridge? Oh. Yeah. Not if you don't do anything different. Hell yeah, especially since you got a time limit. Right? I am surprised, at least presumably, that she's never tried leaving, even with the virus in mind. Or at least learning what happens to them. I gotta say, as long as it sounds like she's been doing this, there's gotta be at least a degree of complacency in terms of finding out what the heck's been going on with Takano and him. 'Cause, oh, I know she's hesitant to just throw a life away, but learning who's killing them and preferably why completely changes all future loops in terms of your knowledge. All right, starting the timer at 12:12. In 3, 2, 1, go. I hope we get to learn more about her. Okay. Ooh, it's an interesting theory. Did you bring the key? And she's just gonna let them in. Gangsta. I like this plan. I say either they're gonna come back on the Cotton Drifting Night anyway, or they're still gonna die, whatever. But this is an interesting strategy. Forever Shattered. Oh my goodness. Aww. Oh my goodness. And Takano is definitely the hiding true intentions type a little bit, so I don't fully take her behavior at face value right now. Is that the noise? Hold up! Hold up! Hold up! You're seriously telling me every time that something about a Yashiro-sama comes up, it's just this girl pouting? Go! No! You're wrong! You're fucking with me! Perhaps only people who are particularly in tune with the spirits connected to the mortal realm can hear the footsteps. And that's why they tend to assume something like what they've been assuming. Maybe. Starting the timer at 15:01 and 3, 2, 1, go. Mm-hmm. Yamainu. No. I would have at least considered like building a bunker or something. Like not something kick ass, but just like a small trench to hide in. Bring some food in there for like a day and a half. Something to protect yourself from the gas. She might not. She totally doesn't know that the water will protect you from it. She'd have no way to. She always dies before someone survives that way. Is that a game? Cool. Yeah. Oh, what? Really? Wow. I thought she was gonna screw up the last one. Wait. What? Like you needed to ask. My light flickered. Isn't it too late for that event to be changed, though? I was gonna pause anyway. I nerd. My internet might have gone down. Yeah. When my light flickered, I think the power flashed, so my router would have gone down at that time, so we're gonna wait a minute. Um, okay. Lucky for me, my computer stayed functioning. Woo! The way they okay, they haven't really fully explained it yet, but the way it seems to me is the time loops started sometime when she was a little girl, before Akasaka even showed up the first time. So that's why she knew everything that was coming. Who know, over 100 years apparently, and it's only like 4 years that takes. So there could be a couple dozen of those experiences in there of that 4 years ago or so. Don't quote me on the number. It could be 5, whatever. Not the important bit. It's not that long. The way they're selling it is that every time, maybe not every time, but over time, she lost more and more time. So that's why her restart points sooner, closer to the death day, every single time. But we know he lost. As a result of not acting quickly enough, he lost his wife and child. And from what I can tell, no, because we're every new reality is a permutation. So even events from before Rika resets into the world can be different. It's not exclusively going on her interactions with that world. Okay, that's what that means. Because there's no chance she could have changed it at this point. At all. So this world, he was just a bit more paranoid and listened to the little girl. Which worked out for him. Not so much for the janitor. I mean, okay, it's too early in the season. I'm fairly confident this all goes to shit, so I'm looking forward to her. Well, I'm not looking forward to her failing, because I think it's going to be super sad. As it'd be one thing if we were closing in on the end of the season, I'd be like, there is a chance! Maybe! Ah, I got internet back. This has gotta be. This is like. Every weird thing is happening to her in this arc. Alright. Starting the timer at 2022 in 3, 2, 1, go. We don't know that, but. Yeah! At least. The biker gang she's trying to piss off? Oh, man! You might be right, but there's no reason not to try. Fuck this time, but it's. We're gonna fight as hard as we can. Oh no. pretty sure the show's great. I will say this much, the difference between this and ReZero, actually, there's a lot of differences, different time travel rules in ReZero as far as we can tell. Maybe. ReZero, every character could carry a show if they had to. Not so much the case here, but this is a really strong show. Really strong. I really want to learn more of Hanyu, I think. If those footsteps seriously are just her. Oh no. Stirrings. I don't know what kind of stirring you're talking about, but hey, you gotta, after 100 years, you gotta develop certain interests. Oh dear. Next time, guys.